You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, the pulse of Americana, with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker. Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Good morning. Welcome into Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. Checking in with producer Connor. DJ Dallas is still on vacation, so Antonio fills in today on his last day. Let's check in with the boys. Producer Connor, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good, as usual. I'm going to keep giving you that same answer until
one day you wake up early enough to come in here and have some energy when we start in the morning.
Not energy, it's just to have something on my mind. My day started a half hour ago, and I don't know what to say.
It's a fair point.
Let's not get carried away on a half hour. Let's not get carried away. You wake up at 4:43 and leave at 4:45 to get here?
No, I mean, I get out of bed at 4:10.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because I shower.
You take longer to get ready than my wife. You should have never told me that. You should have told me you get out of bed at 4:41 and leave at 4:45. 45 minutes to get ready in the morning? That's impressive. Antonio, how long does it take you to get ready to come up to the radio station?
I get up at 4 o'clock. I'm out the door by 4:12.
I get up at 3:57, and by 4:18, I'm gone. That'd be 20 minutes total.
Shower, dry off, put clothes on, walk out the door.
And see, when I shower the night before, I can wake up at 4:11 and still be here by 4:30.
I can't do the whole shower the night before thing. Even with shorter hair, I've always had really fine hair. So if I take a shower and then take a nap, if I dry my hair and then take a nap and wake up an hour and a half later, super greasy and gross, so I can't.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
I physically can't do it. So.
Yeah, so you have to shower.
I have to shower first thing.
Or shave your head, and then it won't matter.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You could pull the Dale Zach look.
I can't pull the Dale Zach look. See, I have this. I know that it would be weird. You've never felt the back of my head, but I have this gigantic dent in the back of my head. My head goes like this, and then straight down. It's a weird thing. I would hate to see what my head looked like shaved.
Well, you'd also probably cut the snot out of it trying to shave it if it's not a nice circle.
I would go get it done. I would go get it done.
Okay. What kind of bets are out there that we could maybe throw?
Not many.
Not many.
Nope, not. There's not really much you could convince me to do that.
There's no bet out. There's nothing you believe in that strongly.
No.
Okay.
There was a long-standing bet we had on a radio station once before where I offered up my armpit hair at one point. Not really. It was my idea. Someone asked if I would, because I wouldn't offer up the hair on my head. Not happening.
Okay, well, that's fair. I mean, at least we know where we're at. That's really, it's all about knowing where we're at. I do have to ask you this, Antonio. Are you excited that today is your last day of filling in for DJ Dallas?
For this week, yeah. I won't say it's my last day.
No, this week.
Yeah, I'm excited not to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore. Yeah. I used to do that for a few years, and I'm really tired of that.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Is it like the rookie shift, the beginner shift? Is that normally when you first get your start in radio, do they stick you in this shift, or because I kind of like it? I mean, I kind of enjoy it.
No, I had been here a couple of years before I'd been stuck over here.
Okay, so it's not a throwaway shift or anything. I mean, because it surprised me when we first did this. I mean, I told people, I think I was on record of saying, you could fart into the mic from 5 to 6 and it wouldn't matter, but from 6 to 7, people will be up and listening. But it has blown my mind how many listeners we have between 5 and 6. I got a question for you. If you're listening right now, give us a call at 1-866-494-WVNN. I want to know what you do for a living and why you're up so early. 1-866-494-WVNN. If you're up and you're listening and you're driving down the road or you're at your house or whatever, give us a call and I want to know what you do and why you're up so early. Because if I didn't have to be here, I can assure you, I'd be asleep.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I talked to Josh Moon yesterday.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I got on the phone with him. We were able to track him down, get his phone number, and get some clarification. In case you didn't see that article, Josh Moon wrote an article about Limestone County and the Department of Education and the FBI and the virtual schools and the fraud. And Connor, would you suffice it to say that should be an interesting next few months?
Yeah, we could say that.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. We've got Russell Johnson, running for mayor, also president of the Athens City School Board. He will be joining us at 6:15 this morning. There was a debate last night, mayoral debate. Connor, did you know there was a mayoral debate last night?
I had no idea, and if I did, I would have watched it.
It was glorious. It was good. Mark from District 5 he's something. But
so how many were there? All four candidates.
All four candidates were there. Yep.
Wow. How long did it run?
A while, hour and a half, 2 hours probably.
Wow, okay.
It was pretty good. I mean,
Who was the moderator?
I don't even know.
Was it like a city official?
Yeah,
or?
it was a lady from the city. But I wish I would have known. Like, the only reason I know is because I'm in communication with the mayor and the contester, and he texted me and was like, "Hey man, sorry buddy, we were talking," and he was like, "Hey, I gotta go. We got this debate at 5:30. Here's the link if you want to watch it." And I'm like, why was that not put out anywhere?
Exactly.
That's the conversation I had with Mayor Marks. Was Mayor Marks Athens is, I would just be honest, we suck at using social media and other platforms to inform our citizens of what happened. If you're an Athens city or Athens citizen and you're going to be voting in that election, I'd love to hear from you if you knew there was a debate that was going to happen last night, because I had no idea. I'll declare who I think won later in the show. May not be popular, but it's going to be true. Jimmy from Madison, on line 5. Jimmy from Madison County Schools, come on in here.
Hey, morning.
Good morning.
I do maintenance for the schools. We have to get up early. We go in and, we drink coffee and just kind of work out everything before we start to work at 6.
So what?
And I just get up early because I listen to your damn show.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Jimmy. I mean, you are a smart man. What kind of maintenance is there to do on schools with no kids in them?
Well, we have to clean the coils where the units are and stuff like that, and paint rooms, do electrical work. It's been a nightmare so far. There's a lot to do when there's nobody there.
Because the honeydew list gets stacked up.
Well, a lot of these coils, air conditioning coils, they'll breathe any kind of germs or anything, so that has to be cleaned up before any of the kids or teachers get in. Well, the teachers are there. So we're getting the honeydew list out the rear end. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Are you wearing a hazmat suit just to be safe?
I wear a mask.
Yeah. Did you see what the CDC said yesterday?
Now, a lot of them are wearing the shields, the plastic shields.
Yeah,
which
sure
helps a lot.
I'm sure those work well.
And as of right now, they're going to split the classes up in half, unless that changes. You know, they'll flip-flop them once a week. One week they'll go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and the other one will go Tuesday and Thursday, and then they'll flip-flop.
Oh, wow, that's
reverse.
Why didn't this happen when I was in high school? I'm pissed.
Well, you know what? There's a lot more people die of the flu every year than this coronavirus, and we're going to shut nothing down. Have some common sense, and we wouldn't have to go through all this mess.
Did you see what the CDC said yesterday?
No, I didn't catch that.
Turns out, face mask with vents or valves, so pretty much anything except for a fully sealed negative pressure N95 respirating mask, is ineffective in preventing the spread of coronavirus. Oh my goodness! Are you serious? You serious? We didn't know that.
That's what we talked about on our last board meeting. And have you seen the pictures on the internet? The people get all these sores on their face from wearing those masks because they can't breathe.
Yeah.
Everything that's coming out of their mouth is staying in that mask and just contaminated. Yeah.
No, and that was my what's the word? Resistance to the mask in the first place. You know, everybody's like, "Well, what's your problem, man? Mask safe. If it could help one person, just wear it." And I was saying from the beginning, if it truly helped, I would happily wear it. But I didn't believe that it helped anything to begin with. And turns out, like everything else, I was right.
Well, guess what? When they found out this stuff was so bad, let's go see Grandma in the nursing home. Kill her. I mean, people just make stupid mistakes. I can forgive somebody that's stupid. Somebody that's just don't care and don't think, that's different.
You can't fix it. You know what my mama used to tell me, Jimmy? If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
That's right. And my grandfather always said he was a fireman, captain of the fire department here in Huntsville. He always said, you can, you can put lipstick on a pig, stuff like that. He said a lot of crazy
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. That generation had a ton of great sayings.
He said a wise man can act a fool, but a fool can't act a wise man. That's one of his favorite ones.
That's exactly right. Jimmy, thank you for your call.
I got to
do what?
Y'all have a good one. I got to go. I love your show.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy. Great call there. Obviously, an incredible man. Very smart, intelligent, wise, all the above. He listens to this show and loves it. You are listening to Hometown Heartbeat here on WVNN. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. Checking in with producer Connor and Antonio. Check out the live stream this morning. Go to thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com. Click Watch Live at the top. We will be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.highbid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kinda quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. Web Underdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, Web Underdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact Web Underdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. Web Underdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to call Cotton Row Interiors at 256-BUY-SELL. Cotton Row Interiors is the premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our lead designer, has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to 30 times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256-BUY-SELL to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. Get that HGTV home that you've always dreamed of, regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256-BUY-SELL. So 256-BUYSELL.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, boisterous, bearded host from Hometown Heartbeat, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. Let me tell you something. We are so excited to be joining you guys on the radio, on the live stream, on the podcast, on the website, on the interweb, on the Facebooks, on the Tweetergram. We are fired up. And you should be too, because it's one of the only places you can get real truth in the media. So make sure that you go to thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com, and at the top, click Listen Live, Watch Live, or Podcast. Every day the archive comes out, no commercials. You can get smarter and not have to listen to ads. Make sure you join us every day, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. That's thehometownheartbeat.com. Stay classy, San Diego.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host, checking in with producer Connor. Antonio fills in for DJ Dallas this morning. Man, oh man, it's Friday. It's Friday. You know what that means. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah.
What are you doing this weekend, Antonio? You got any big plans?
Oh, well, if my wife gets better, she's...
Uh-oh, she got Dorona?
No, I think she got food poisoning on her birthday.
That's worse.
Yeah, she missed work yesterday. She's feeling the aftermath now, whole body hurt and everything else. So we're supposed to go celebrate her birthday, for real this weekend. So if we get around to doing that, that's what I'll be doing. If not,
you going to go to like Nashville or?
No, nothing like that. A few surprises here or there.
Oh, okay, Casanova.
But
you want to tell me about them? She's not up.
If we can't do any of those, then I'll stay home, work on the garage and stuff. I got stuff to do at the house.
Oh, piddling. Don't you love piddling? This is the best part of home ownership. What are you doing this morning? Oh, just piddling.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I got to finish the garage. We've lived there long enough, and I've put it off long enough. Got to, mud a few things in there and then sand it down and paint it.
Oh, so we got a handyman.
I wouldn't say that.
We got us a handyman here, folks.
I wouldn't say that, but I can do a little bit here and there.
Well, sheetrock mudding is hard.
Oh, well, I've learned from my dad. So my dad does quite a bit of that for a living. So.
Really? Okay. I might need to talk to him. That's awesome. Well, Connor, what you got any big plans for the old weekend, or are you just going to Zoom with some friends?
Nah, I'll probably be getting together with some friends.
Socially distant, wearing masks, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Without vents.
We'll say
no
that.
vents and no net gators.
Yeah, all right, we'll say that. That's the story we'll go with. Yeah, it's actually the year anniversary of this group of friends getting incorporated, so we're going to go and have a good time.
Like incorporated meaning like literally incorporated? You run a business together?
They have a friend anniversary? That's awesome. That
is pretty cool. I wish I had friends. So, Connor, today is your last day of freedom.
Yeah, weekday, yeah.
Weekday of freedom. Connor goes back to school on Monday.
Fun stuff.
Man, he has calculus first period, and I said, Connor, you will owe me big time because you'll do so much better in calculus because you have to be here at 5 in the morning. You'll actually be awake before you, because he's going to come and do this show and then go to school. One, that's called commitment. Two, you're going to do better at calculus because you'll already have 2 hours of getting, dodging darts thrown by me. And then when you get there, calculus should be pretty easy.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope your theory is correct.
He's going to go to bed at like 5:30 p.m. every day.
I would. Oh, he's a better person than I am. When I was in high school, it wouldn't have mattered what it was. There ain't no chance I was getting up to, except for workouts. I guess I did that. So no different. This is just this is his workout. Speaking of coronavirus, Washington D.C. man was charged with fraud. Stole $2.5 million from the federal COVID-19 relief fund and from the Catholic Church. Then used that money for a house, a sports car, and a yacht. First of all, I'm freaking impressed if you bought a house, a sports car, and a yacht for $2.5 million. I've not seen a yacht that cost less than like $50 million. Not that I was like looking because I was in the market. I just happened to watch Below Deck on Bravo. So those things are they're like $150,000 to like charter them for a week. So I don't know what kind of yacht, quote, and I use air quotes, the yacht he kind of bought from that. It's probably like a 21-foot Chris Craft or something.
Like
but
a little houseboat.
It's a pontoon.
It's got a room.
It's a houseboat pontoon with a diving board off the top deck and a charcoal grill up top.
So is it a yacht? Well, the guy, that's probably how the guy that sold it to him pitched
Oh,
it.
no question.
So is it a yacht? Well, it's got a couch and a pillow you can lay your head down on. Yeah, so
Kenneth Goggin, 41, was arrested Tuesday and charged with 1 count of bank fraud, 1 count of theft of government funds, 1 count of wire fraud, 1 count of money laundering. My man did it all. If you're going to do it big, then. You know what I'm saying? Goggin allegedly obtained fraudulent money meant to go to businesses struggling to stay afloat during the coronavirus pandemic. Not all businesses, just the big businesses that the government wanted to have the money. Anyways, according to the Department of Justice, he stole over $2.1 million in Paycheck Protection Program loans. Goggin also allegedly operated an embezzlement scheme to steal more than $472,000 in funds from the Catholic Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. Wow. He was previously employed as the assistant superintendent. Oh, gosh. Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm less impressed. It took him 8 years to embezzle $400,000.
Oh, wow.
That's not
Playing the slow game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, Connor, what's 400 divided by 8?
400 divided by 8 is 50.
Maybe you won't do that good at calculus. I need you to spit that out right off the top of your head there. We got to work on that. I'm going to just rapid fire math questions at you all day, and I need you to just spit the answer out, no calculator. Because in case you didn't know this, when you get in the real world, outside of school, they will also take away your calculator. Psych! Use your calculator, Connor. I'm kidding. $50,000 a year he embezzled for 8 years. First of all, if he saved that all up over that 8 years, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So,
I hope he just blew it all.
Come on.
Didn't invest.
Come on.
What?
He bought a freaking 33-foot watercraft valued at $300,000, a $46,000 Kia, and a home worth $1.1 million. Listen, people, if you're going to embezzle hundreds of thousands of dollars from the church and steal millions of dollars from the federal government, you're better than a Kia.
The Kia makes some nice cars.
I'm not saying they don't, Connor.
Have you looked at like the K900? Like those things are like upscale. They could compete with like the luxury cars, BMWs and stuff.
No, I'm not saying, but he didn't buy that. He bought a Kia Stinger.
Yeah, those are cool sports cars.
It's a 46. Okay, but again, they may be cool for like normal people. Like it would be an awesome car. The price point on them
they're popular among enthusiasts. I mean,
but they're not. It's not a freaking hypercar or sports car or whatever. Like I mean, you just embezzled $2.5 million. Go get a freaking Lamborghini or something.
Nothing wrong with the Kia Stinger if he wants a Kia Stinger.
I guess he wanted to keep a low profile. I think we found Connor's soft spot here.
Kias.
My man is a big fan of the Kia.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, no need to be so.
You take
opulent.
up for some of the weirdest. You will defend some of the weirdest things that are just unexpected out of nowhere. Like
I think we found out that Connor, like, if Connor was ever to be like a con man or something, he would do everything, just medium.
Yeah, well, just under the radar a little bit.
Pocket,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, you know what it really is. It's not
comfortable pocket.
It's not about the what this guy did or stole or how he did it. It's about the freaking headline. The headline says, "Man steals $2.5 million, buys a yacht, a sports car, and $1 million home." And what he really bought was a freaking 33-foot cabin cruiser, a Kia Stinger, and a regular home in Washington, D.C.
It's also about who he stole it from, too. I mean,
Yeah.
Coronavirus Relief Fund. I mean, this is supposed to go to businesses.
Oh, no, honestly, I have no problem with that.
And
steal it. They wait. I mean, they squandered it. I mean, I'm not arguing for anyone to go steal money. I'm not saying go break the law, but like, I'm more offended that he took it from the Catholic Church than I am from the freaking from the coronavirus fund, because the government just wasted that anyways. I mean, if you go look at the list of businesses that had no business getting in the running for that loan. Anyways, you can obviously tell that's a soft spot for me. Oh, this is rich right here. Acting U.S. Attorney Michael Sherwin says, quote, "We will not tolerate the exploitation of this national emergency for personal gain." What? I'm sorry, a politician saying he won't exploit the coronavirus for personal gain? That's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That's all anyone's done with this thing. Anyways, that's either here or there. The guy in Los Angeles did it a whole lot better, by the way. He got $9 million, and he did get a Lambo, and he did it big den. All I'm saying is if you're going to take a risk at throwing your entire life in the trash can, you could do better than a Kia. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. We are not sponsored by Kia or any affiliates of theirs. We'll be right back after this break. Go to thehometownheartbeat.com. Check us out. Watch live, listen live, download the podcast. You can keep up with us every day, every way, anytime. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
He said this policy change was probably due to the UAE's concerns over Iran's threat to security in the Persian Gulf rather than Palestinians in the West Bank.
And so Iran gets a little bit of credit.
I'm Steve Kastenbaum.
After protests to defund, the Austin, Texas City Council cuts $150 million from the city's police department budget. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is ensuring citizens they will be protected. I'm John Trout.
Oftentimes, people save their fine dining experience for a special occasion. That's wonderful, but isn't all of life a celebration?
I survived Tuesday.
We finished the homework and nobody cried.
I was awake for the entire conference call.
Life is short. Why wait to celebrate?
Join us at the Rail Yard for an extraordinary meal. Just because we'll be reopening on August 13th, reclaiming the spot for downtown Decatur's hottest spot for delicious farm to fork Southern comfort food, craft beer, craft cocktails, and always great times. That recipe, combined with the amazing atmosphere of the local history of downtown Decatur, makes the Rail Yard the perfect place for an afternoon lunch or a relaxing evening out. The Rail Yard on 2nd Avenue in beautiful downtown Decatur. Make your reservations online at therailyarddecatur.com or call 256-580-5707. That's 580-5707. Craft beer, farm to fork, Southern comfort food, and always a good time.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Hey everybody, this is producer Connor from the smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat, as well as the Dale Jackson Show live stream. And if you haven't yet, you need to reach out to our friends at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a local business owner, chances are that you know how important content creation and digital marketing are in these unprecedented times. Our friends at Cotton Row Productions are the only people trusted by both the Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat when it comes to video, podcasting, and live streaming. They also have video packages and content creation services for every budget. Video doesn't have to be expensive, but with Cotton Row Productions, it will be effective. For a flat monthly fee, get high-quality digital media content that will catapult your business from out of touch to in demand. Don't neglect your digital footprint and call Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355 and tell them producer Connor sent you. Again, that's Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Get started on your path to social media dominance with our friends at Cotton Row Productions today.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host, checking in with producer Connor. Antonio's filling in for DJ Dallas. This is his last day of vacation, and we miss him. I didn't think I'd say that, but I miss his goofy little tail. There's nothing little about that kid. That's his goofy big tail. Either way, we might need to try, Connor. We might need to let you bring the word of the day to the table and do one in his honor today. You're pretty hip.
Yeah, I'm hip, but I don't know if I know all the lingo.
Oh, all you got to do is pull up a rap song, listen to it for about 13 seconds, and you'll have something.
I have this friend of mine. He's an Indian dude that's
racist.
No, it's just like he's the type of guy that like you would look at him and you wouldn't think that, like, you'd kind of think that he was more like not into that kind of stuff, but he is a huge like rap aficionado, and it's like, because looking at him you would never know. It's the funniest.
You can't judge a book by its cover, Connor.
Yeah, I know, but it's still
racist.
It's kind of funny.
Racist.
All right, I'll be quiet now.
I'm just giving you a taste of what I get every day, every time I open my mouth. Racist. Anyways, we could try it, or we could just wait. You know what? Let's just wait. Let's save that. That's his segment. I don't want to slow his roll or anything like that. All right, Antonio, let's do a little bit of sports real quick. The NCAA. We're not playing volleyball or anything in the fall championship-wise because over 50% of schools are out. What does that mean for football? Nothing. It doesn't matter. So nobody really cares. Am I wrong?
Well, I wouldn't say nobody really cares. I mean, I think people feel for the athletes.
Oh yeah, without question.
Soccer,
without question.
Volleyball, cross country, stuff like field hockey, stuff like that. I mean, people feel sad about it, but I think that's more of a reason for people to want to watch football, not only because they want football, but also because they understand that in order for those teams to operate, not only in the spring, but to continue going forward, they're going to need football. And while I believe the NCAA, because they can't tell major college football what to do, they are isolating them by getting rid of everything but them to try to force their hand.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. Let me explain how this works. It's called mathematics, simple economics. We can't play volleyball. We can't play fall sports because we don't have football, and because they operate financially in the hole. Football covers a lot of financial, a lot of budgetary commitments for different sports. If you go look at any budget of pretty much any college, it's football, it's basketball, and it's baseball. Typically, it's those three that are profitable or at least break even. And in a lot of cases, baseball's not on that list, and a lot of times basketball is not on that list, and it's only football. And so the reality is you can't play. But Title IX is in trouble, I think. I think Title IX is in trouble because it's going to be hard to equally fund everything when you don't have money coming in from football. I mean, am I missing the mark here, or is my math good?
No, I would say, yeah, you're right on. And also, if football's not in the clear either with, all of the cool things you're used to having on a football team with the Big Ten and the Pac-12, think about some of the premier coaches that are in those leagues, like a Jim Harbaugh. Do you think if the Big Ten doesn't play football this year, they'll be able to afford to keep him?
That'd be a big no negative. Well, some booster will step up.
But maybe. I mean, that's a great avenue for him to say, you know what, I'll go back to the NFL.
Or I'll go to Alabama. I'm kidding. I don't want him.
Yeah, okay.
I'm kidding. I don't want him.
Alabama fans don't want him.
No, nobody wants him, really. He's not a very good football coach. I don't think. He's weird, too. I read a story the other day, Antonio. He rolled into a recruit's house wearing cleats. Like, just rolled up.
Yeah, so
strapped up, ready to play.
That was Isaiah Wilson. He was a first-round pick from the Titans. He explained why he decommitted from Alabama and why he didn't go to Michigan. He didn't go to Michigan because Jim Harbaugh and Michigan had just gotten the Jordan deal. So he's wearing
that's
Jordan
good.
cleats, and Isaiah Wilson has hardwood floors. And he's wearing his cleats all around the house. And he, by the way, for what it's worth, he decommitted from Alabama because Nick Saban wouldn't give him a hug. So
I'm sorry?
Nick Saban didn't give him a hug, so he decommitted from Alabama.
We're talking about a guy that was a first-round pick in the NFL, one of the best players in the nation, one of the highest recruited players in the nation, and we didn't get him because Nick wouldn't hug him.
You had him. You lost him because Nick Saban wouldn't give him a hug. He committed to Alabama, and Nick Saban was in the house when he did it, and he went to go give Nick Saban a hug, and he no-sold him and gave him a handshake instead.
I don't
reached for the hug, got the handshake, so he decommitted shortly thereafter.
Wow. I wonder what Saban's problem with hugs are.
I don't know. But the thing with
he's not a very huggable guy, I guess.
I guess not. The thing with Jim Harbaugh, though, I wouldn't say he's not a good football coach, but he just hasn't gotten the job done in Michigan. I mean, as soon as he went to the NFL, he took a team to the AFC Championship 3 years in a row, went to a Super Bowl.
And so if you look at some of the history, though, you look at Nick Saban in the NFL, and you look at, you look at some of these guys that have crossed over and done both sides, and very rarely do you find a guy that coaches at the highest level in both leagues, because it's a different game. It's a different – coaching a bunch of millionaires will always be different than coaching a bunch of young 19, 20-year-old kids from the hood trying to make it.
But the perception of what he's done in Michigan, I still think he's overrated because people still rate him as one of the better coaches in college football. He can't beat Ohio State. He can't win their division. But, he's still finishing in the top 10 year in, year out. He's winning 10 games a year and things like that. So he's got success that Michigan hadn't had until he got there again. They'd been sorely missing out on that. He just hasn't gotten them to where they thought he would go. But he went from Stanford. He turned Stanford completely around before he left. Goes to the NFL, has great success there, which it's hard to go from college to the NFL and have success. Pete Carroll's done it, but you don't see a whole bunch of people
I
that
guess
are able
Pete
to
Carroll,
do it.
but Pete Carroll wasn't.
Pete Carroll had a dynasty at USC.
Yeah, he did. But he also cheated.
Sure.
No, we don't cheat at Alabama. We don't pay our players, Antonio.
A bunch of people definitely, step over the line. So.
Oh, my gosh. If you like major college football and you say a word about Scam Newton, if you're an Alabama fan, and I'm one of them, and I do it because it's hilarious, but, like when he signed his new deal with the Patriots, he almost got what he got his senior year at Auburn. It's funny. I get it. But you can't be a real football fan and know anything about the game and come talking to me about, Scam Newton, the reason they won is because they cheated. If you don't think we were paying our 10 best players too, you're an idiot. Everybody is cheating in college football. I've got buddies that played baseball, a sport that doesn't really matter on a national level, at big universities like, I don't know, maybe say Texas for a hypothetical instance. And they would come back into their lockers and there would be thousands of dollars in envelopes in their lockers. It happens everywhere, in every sport, all the time. So shut your mouth about Scam Newton and him taking money to play. Guess what? So was who was the running back that year for Alabama? I guarantee you he was getting paid. Am I wrong? It's all now. It's all about how you do it. It's all about if you're buying houses for mom and dad and there's a lot of things where you get over but everybody is getting pocket money given to them by boosters at a minimum.
I'd say USC and Pete Carroll weren't the only ones cheating.
No!
Sure.
They just got caught because Reggie Bush is an idiot. They finally lifted his USC ban and he's finally going to go back.
It's about time. The dude worked for the Pac-12 and stuff like that.
Dude, and he was a stud.
Yeah, and
Lindell White and Reggie Bush.
If it was anybody else other than Pete Carroll at USC, that investigation would have happened way before it did.
Mm-hmm.
They waited for Pete Carroll to leave before they dealt any kind of punishment and things like that. So I don't really understand why anybody would be upset at Reggie Bush. He did what a lot of other kids do. He's offered something. He doesn't come from much. He's offered something great to go offer his services somewhere, and he takes it. I understand that you hear that people cheat in college football, and some people can they think coaches, but they also think players. If you're a player in that situation, I really don't ever fault the players.
Never.
They're just trying to make it.
Never.
They're doing what they can for themselves and their families.
I was a college athlete. Again, I've said it 100 times. Don't let me paint myself as some big D1 guy. I was a Division II Gulf South Conference, very competitive sports, but not but not. I mean, not Alabama. Okay, and I can tell you that my parents. Fortunately, I was blessed. My parents said, as long as you have good grades and you stay on the field and you stay eligible for sports and you do your work, like, we will make sure that you have pocket money, because you do not have time to go get a job. You don't. You got workouts in the morning, you got workouts in the afternoon if you're out of season, you got individuals, and then in season you've got practice for 3 and 4 hours a day. You're still working out in the morning. You got conditioning. You've got, I mean, before you know it, you're running 9-hour days just between class and baseball, and you have they don't pay for all your food. They don't pay for all your food. They can't. I don't care what kind of scholarship you're on, because you'll overeat your meal plan. Or if you're an athlete, the eating facility won't be open after practice, or it won't be, like, it's odd hours. It's weird. And so the kids don't have any, I mean, they don't have any fault in that. I mean, are they breaking the rules? Yeah, they're just trying to make it, though. Yeah. Like, that's why I think we need to, work through this whole pay the kids kind of a thing. I mean, I've always said that.
Well, I'm never going to be for, paying paying them to play, but allowing them to make money off their name, image, and likeness, that's long overdue.
Yeah, I mean, because the NCAA just sits back and counts the money.
Sure.
So, I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to profit from. I mean, how much money was Zion's name worth? His
Right, and I don't just mean off of, like, their jersey sales or anything like that, but, like, there's no reason why a kid from around a surrounding city around Alabama or Auburn can't go to Alabama and his hometown have, like, a car dealership or something want to promote the fact that, hey, come here because a guy from this hometown plays for Alabama, and pay him to do that. There's no reason you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
No, and thankfully they're working through that right now. As we go to break, is there a better 1-2 punch in college than Thunder and Lightning, Lindell White and Reggie Bush? They were dominant. Man, they were dominant. Vince Young said, ooh, watch this. Took that title all the way to the house, even though he didn't win the Heisman. That's the best national championship game I've ever seen.
That was a good one. I do have another duo for you.
Okay, well, when we come back, Antonio brings his duo. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
Come on. And then it was like I stepped funny, Mm-hmm. And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame, or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.highbid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kinda quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
Ah, but there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. WebUnderdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, WebUnderdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact WebUnderdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. WebUnderdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church, creative, or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bold, boisterous, bearded host. Check it in, producer Connor. Antonio Tony Beck fills in for DJ Dallas today. It is his last day on vacation. He will be back on Monday. Okay, when we left, we were talking about, I challenged Antonio. I said, find a better duo than Thunder and Lightning, Lindell White and Reggie Bush at USC. And he said, oh, I've got one for you, big dog. So let's hear it. What do we got?
I got a couple of them for you.
Oh, better than Reggie and Lindell?
Yeah, a couple of they could definitely compete for sure. Number one would be Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown.
Okay, that's up there. That's up there. I don't know if I would go better.
They were both top 5 picks in the NFL draft, number 2 and number 5.
But Cadillac had a. But okay. So let's take that and let's say that's classification point A. But classification point B, how long did they play in the league, and was there any staying power?
Oh, well, I mean, if we're talking about college backs, I mean, I'm talking about how, their college acumen got them, that top pick in the NFL draft. Lindell White had a little bit of staying power in the NFL.
He got fat. He got fat.
He did okay. He played the Thunder for the Titans with Chris Johnson, which was good. And
he was Thunder too, boy. If you got them rolls a-rolling, he was a-rolling.
And then the other one would be, I mean, because if you're talking NFL, the only one that really had a bunch of staying power would have been Reggie.
Yeah.
But you can't discount.
And Cadillac had a good run in the NFL.
You can't discount the fact that also the other duo, you can't, just because they didn't have a bunch of staying power in the NFL doesn't mean that Darren McFadden and Felix Jones wasn't one of the best duos.
How did I forget about Derek and Felix? Derek McFadden in college was absolutely... He was Adrian Peterson 2.0. I mean, honestly, I think Darren McFadden had a shot to be better than Adrian Peterson. I mean, honestly, he was that explosive. You're right. No, that I would definitely give them. I think they were two more complete individual backs than Lindell and Reggie, because Lindell he played a role. He played a role. I mean, he
played it well.
He did, but you're not going to hand him the ball and he's not going to make a lot of magic on his own. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not going to be. Felix Jones he dominated when he was with the Cowboys. I mean, they were fun to watch. Oh, that's a good top three. I don't know how you rank.
And also, Peyton Hillis was on those Arkansas teams.
Peyton Hillis is a freaking. You talk about one of the most unsung players in history until he made it on the cover.
Well, he had the one really, really good year in Cleveland.
I saw an E60 about him. It was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. He is a monster. Even to this day, he looks like he could strap him up and go play.
Yeah, he had the really good year in Cleveland, but he was part of that ridiculous backfield in Arkansas. That was
unreal.
It was Darren McFadden, Felix Jones,
and they still couldn't win.
And Peyton Hillis. So.
Woo pig. Those are
the two
I'm a closet Arkansas fan, if I'm being honest with you. Like
rough
time
to be a closet.
No, it is. But I've never been a closet Tennessee fan. It's a dumpster fire that I've never really been into. I mean, ever since the whole. I mean, I don't know.
I'd say they're doing better in Arkansas.
Ooh, that's like, yeah, maybe. That's
not even
close. That's like painted pig number 1 and lipstick pig number 2.
It's not even close. Tennessee won 8 games last
year. Tennessee came on. I mean, they didn't. Okay, let's say they didn't start. They started looking pretty.
Sure.
Both of them looked like garbage on a stick.
They lost to
and
Georgia
then Tennessee
State.
Went shoo.
Yeah, they won like 8 games last year.
Well, Tennessee's getting buy-in with the coach though. Like there's something cool happening up there, and I'm kind of enjoying watching. I got a kid I coached. We went to Hazel Green, played baseball at Hazel Green. Went on a scholarship to Tennessee. Ended up starting as a true freshman this year as a DH and right fielder, and then coronavirus killed his. I mean, dude, he hit his. All right, so they're playing Texas Tech in the big tournament at the beginning of the year. Kid's a freshman, true freshman, starting. He he was hitting like 82, 182, something in there. He was well below the Mendoza line and was kind of starting to press a little bit and get a little frustrated. So they go into this tournament. Texas Tech is the number 1 team in the country at the time. Fireballer throwing 94, 95 on the bump. Beck walks up there, hits his first bomb was spectacular against the number 1 team in the country in the biggest preseason tournament of the year. And from that point, dude, Tennessee ended up ranked. I mean, they were ranked in the top 25 when the season ended. And nobody expected anything out of Tennessee baseball. So maybe Tennessee football will catch on, get some of that momentum going into the fall. They just need Peyton back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he could suit up and go back or coach or something. He's got to do something, doesn't he? I mean, he's the smartest football player that's ever played the game.
Well, I mean, everybody wants him to do something. He's doing the Peyton's Places for ESPN. They wanted him to do Monday Night Football,
which is hilarious, by the way.
He still turned down Monday Night Football even after his brother retired. I'm sure people want him to get into coaching. He's doing his thing. I wish he'd get in the booth.
I wish he'd do something.
It has nothing to do with the fact that he's smart. Yeah, everybody loves that he knows the game, but it's about how
he's got a
entertaining.
Great personality.
A lot of people they put in the booth are smart. Booger McFarland is a very smart dude,
but he is a terrible.
He is a great analyst, but he was not good in the booth. It takes a different type of personality to be in the booth. The Peyton Manning's personality is what you want. It's not that. I mean, yeah, the fact that he's smart helps. That's not why you want him in the booth. You want him in the booth because
I was saying the coach though. I mean, he's too football smart to not. I mean, he could go. I thought he was going to go be the AD instead of Fat Phil. You know what I'm saying?
I think Tennessee's got a good thing going with Phil Fulmer's the AD. Jeremy Pruitt, I think,
I love Fat Phil.
Is going to do a fantastic job at Tennessee.
You can't put somebody in the commentary booth that's first name is Nose Candy. You just can't do it. You just can't. I mean, that's a rough name to be in the booth commentating Monday Night Football. And Booger was he was brutal, dude. Are you a Tony Romo fan commentating?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love
100%.
it. You either love him or you hate him because everybody's like, "Wow, why does he keep calling the next play?" If his right arm was as talented as his brain, he would have been a Hall of Famer, and he still was in. I'm a Cowboys fan, huge Cowboys fan. Unfortunately, don't tell anybody it's a secret. I don't like to tell people about it out loud. It's embarrassing, but Everybody hated Tony Romo. He couldn't win it. He couldn't win the game when it mattered, and he would throw picks and he would, because he was very Brett Favre in his gunslinging mentality.
Couldn't win a playoff game.
But
That's what hurt.
statistically,
They won one, I think.
Statistically, he's one of the best quarterbacks that's played in a long time, and nobody gives him credit for that. And he doesn't care. He takes his hundreds of millions of dollars straight to the bank and laughs the whole way there. Dude, I watched a 30 for 30 on, or E61 on Drew Bledsoe. I've never seen like the backstory. Dude, he was destroying you were too young probably when he was, and I was too. It was like 2001, 2000. He was destroying the league, like MVP quality seasons when he got hurt. Tom Brady comes in, he's like, oh, it's just going to be short term. Tom Brady looks at his teammates and goes, Drew will never get his job back. And he didn't. Then he goes to Dallas, and the same thing happens with him getting hurt there. And guess who walks in the game? That'd be one Tony Romo. And he never gave his job back up. But Drew Bledsoe, it was really he's now in the wine business. He's got a big vineyard, and he sells like $200 bottles of wine. They're not cheap. They're fancy. But it's a really good episode. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat on WVNN. I am Zach Walker here with producer Connor and Antonio Tony Mac filling in for DJ Dallas. We will be right back.
Huntsville's #1 news, talk, and weather station. WVNN Athens. WVNN FM Trinity. A Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock.
White House broker deal mail-in votes. I'm John Trout. The Trump administration brokers a deal between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. The agreement establishes diplomatic ties, and Israel agrees to halt plans to annex the West Bank.
In exchange for Israel suspending attempts to annex parts of the West Bank, President Trump said the United Arab Emirates would become only the third Middle Eastern nation to normalize relations with Israel.
This is a truly historic moment.
Daniel Kurtzer is a former U.S. ambassador to Israel.
There's no question that the administration will be pushing others, particularly in the Gulf, to follow suit.
He said this policy change was probably due to the UAE's concerns over Iran's threat to security in the Persian Gulf rather than Palestinians in the West Bank.
And so Iran gets a little bit of credit.
I'm Steve Kastenbaum.
The U.S. Postal Service is in a political tug-of-war between Democrats and Republicans.
President Trump, a frequent critic of mail-in voting, says a coronavirus funding package is on hold due to Democrats demanding money for the U.S. Postal Service.
They want $3.5 billion just for the ballots themselves. Why it's so much, I don't know.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says his claim that vote by mail is prone to fraud is all smoke and mirrors.
He's been afraid for a while. He knows that on the legit, it'd be hard for him to win. So he wants to put obstacles of participation.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
American Airlines plans to drop flights to up to 30 smaller U.S. cities if a federal requirement to continue those flights expires next month. American agreed to keep serving those smaller cities as a condition of receiving $5.8 billion in federal payroll help this spring. But the money and the requirement to serve those destinations both expire September 30th unless extended. On Wall Street, the Dow lower in pre-market trading. I'm John Trout.
A conservative judge is confirmed today.
That's awesome. I never get sick of winning.
I'm with you, though I am worried about this favored nation idea.
The one where our country installs socialist price controls?
Directly from countries with socialized medicine. Their policies will mean fewer new cures, less access to treatments, and lost jobs for Americans.
Gotta believe our guy will back us out of that. He puts America first.
Paid for by Americans for Tax Reform. Visit nopricecontrols.org.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
From grace was a sight to see.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. Checking in, producer Connor, Antonio, Tony Mac, filling in for DJ Dallas. Connor, how you like that camera angle over there? Show the people the camera angle I just gave you.
I love it. You're almost completely obscured by the lower third.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what happens when you use. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Okay. Well. Joining us next segment will be Russell Johnson, president of the school board. He's also running for mayor. Yeah, there's that shot right there. It's awesome. We'll get the cameras fixed before he gets in. But so in our last segment, we've talked a lot of football. We've talked a lot about all kinds of stuff. I want to jump into just a update on a story. You remember the guy in the DA in Atlanta that was being investigated for all kinds of stuff and then charged the cop in the Rayshard Brooks shooting and that fellow that was running for re-election? Well, guess what? He gone. We'll see you. Have a good night. Have a Coke and a smile. Talk to you later. Enjoyed your time. Just kidding. You're an idiot. We'll see you. Voters in Georgia have ousted Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard, thank God, who charged 2 officers with murder in the Rayshard Brooks shooting earlier this month, by a whopping 45% margin. He got demolished. So, 20-year incumbent and the first black district attorney. See, this is what happens, folks. This is what happens. When you give people power, it absolutely corrupts all the time. This man served the public for 20 years. And I'm sure when he took office, he was not the man he is today. And he got absolutely just drug through the mud here. And he's probably going to end up going to jail, which would be fantastic because he deserves it. He stole lots of money. He's done a lot of really, really sketchy things. And so, anyways, I just wanted to update you on that story. Also, let's see here. Where's the one I was looking for? Oh, yeah, here it is. All right. The CDC says over 1 in 4 young adults contemplated suicide in June amid the COVID pandemic. A survey of 5,412 adults conducted June 24th through the 30th. 25.5% of those between ages 18 and 24 reported having seriously considered suicide in the 30 days before completing the survey. Do we think this is a real number? Is this a real number? Connor, is this, somebody, Antonio, is this real? Is there, do we trust this data? Because if so, this is terrifying.
I don't know how exactly you would go about asking someone that question.
Hey, did you think about killing yourself in the last 30 days?
Right,
Yep.
and who's being honest and who's not. But I know that was something a lot of people were worried about was the mental health while on a lockdown.
Well, and there were suicides did skyrocket, but it wasn't amongst that age group. It was amongst the middle-aged white dudes that lost their jobs, lost their house, they basically couldn't keep up with the Joneses anymore because they've lost, and a lot of guys put their stock in being able to provide for their family and being able to give their wife what they want.
And I don't know a number behind this, so I wouldn't be able to accurately, this wouldn't be a fact. It would just be something I would imagine that this younger generation, the younger they are, the more open they are to admitting mental health issues and mental health problems.
If this is the case, this is terrifying, folks. I mean, this is terrifying. It can't be that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it can't be that bad. If you are between the ages of 18 or any age, and you're contemplating taking your own life, like I would beg you to stop and call somebody, talk to somebody. Mental health is something we have to have a conversation about in this country. There's no question. But if the COVID pandemic is enough to make you want to off yourself, like we've got to talk, because you've got your hope put in the wrong place, folks. I don't know. I saw that headline, and it just it kind of I don't know, stalled me for a minute. I kind of got caught up on it. Like, man, there's no way this is accurate. I hope it's not. If that's you and it's something you're worried about, like, please reach out, give someone a call. Go. I mean, there is help. I just don't. I don't know. A couple more headlines before we go to break. Had you read where this Virginia mayor? You see what he said about Kamala?
Talking about Ralph Northam?
No, a mayor. He's the governor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said governor.
No. He's the town of Lurie. This guy said, Joe Biden has just, as a quote, direct quote, I'm quoting, so don't call me a racist. Joe Biden has just announced Aunt Jemima as his VP pick.
Oh, my gosh.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you can't say that. You can't say that. I mean, what? I mean, oh golly. That'd be like
I'm gonna go ahead. I think it's a safe bet here. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like the real Aunt Jemima, this guy's canceled. Probably.
Yeah, but he did say he's not resigning.
Of course,
he's not resigning because racists never want to give up power. He said, "quote I want to make this very clear to everybody with absolutely no qualifications. I understand what I posted on social media was wrong, offensive, and unbecoming." No, I'm not resigning. Hell no, he says. The people elected me, and I have a few more months to serve. We'll probably circle back to this headline when we have Mr. Russell Johnson on the show with us, because I'd be curious what his thoughts would be about a mayor who said, I mean, literally, he just walked in, so I mean, he's not on mic here, but there's a mayor in the town of Lurie in Virginia. His quote was, Joe Biden has just announced Aunt Jemima as his VP pick. We've got a head shake, folks. It's this is not okay. Listen. Hey, you closet racist idiots. Or let me back up. The people that elect you closet racist idiots. Racists have come out of the woodwork in the last 3 or 4 months because race relations in this country have reached a new level. And I'm not saying, please don't hear me saying that, everybody that's being called racist is truly a racist. But true racism has emerged. I mean, would you say that's true, Antonio? The situation where we're living in and the society has forced racism to the top of, like a pressure cooker, just pushed it out to the top. And so we're seeing some real racism from people that probably were able to keep it locked up.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we are more racist now than we ever have been, like people are trying to say they are. We're just seeing the idiots show themselves properly here. And you know what, to be honest with you, as bad as it makes, because people want to jump to a conclusion that the majority of us are that way, and I don't believe that's true.
It's not.
So people speaking out the way they are and showing their true colors sucks, but let them. I mean, let the idiots show who they are. Let them expose themselves so we can get rid of them. I
that's the key.
I wouldn't argue that you should say, hey, man, you shouldn't say how you really feel. No, you should, so we know who you are, and so we can get rid of you. I mean, just so we can cancel you. Get them out.
It's like when I just forgot his name. The guy from Hangover, Rogen?
No, Seth Rogen's
yes.
He's not in The Hangover.
Anyways, he just came out not long ago and was super racist. Said he's going to hire less white people, and he's going to make sure all his films include more black people than white people. And it's like, great, thank you for that, racist. Now we know who you are, and again, and here's the key though. Here's the key. I say this all the time. as a group, as a people group, as a society, as a whatever, you have got to cull your own nuts. You got to. I do a lot of deer hunting. There are deer that are never going to make anything worth shooting. You got to kill them. You got to get them out of the herd because they reproduce. And so in hunting terms, when we say cull, we mean take unworthy animals out of the pack because they will do nothing but degrade your quality of deer. Hey, people, cull your nuts. When you have people in your group, in your society, and you see who they are, and they reveal themselves to be a racist prick, you've got to cull them. You got to do something with them. You've got to denounce them. You've got to let them know what they're saying is not okay. The fact that this guy's not going to resign after this, to me, okay, great. The people of Lurie better make their vote heard. If they don't, there's going to be a conversation about that city that they don't want to have. And who are we to say it's not true? If they're willing to vote this guy back in, it's going to tell us a lot about about the city of Lurie, Virginia, which, of course, there's probably like 18 people there. So probably not a big deal. But I don't understand. You can't say that. You can't say that. It's not okay. I don't care if you think it or you don't. You're a racist, and you can't say that. And you're a jerk. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. When we come back, Russell Johnson will be joining us, president of the school board, running for mayor in the city of Athens. Joins us for the next couple of segments. We're excited for that. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, thehometownheartbeat.com. Watch live, listen live, podcast button at the top. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
Come on. And it was like I stepped funny, you know? Mm-hmm. And I could barely walk on.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame, or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.hibid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome into Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. Check it in with producer Connor Antonio, Tony Mac, filling in for DJ Dallas. We've got Russell Johnson, the president of the school board, running for mayor in the city of Athens, joining us. There was a debate last night that no one knew about. That's frustrating. But I was fortunate to get the link sent to me, and I got to watch it. I told the people I would declare a winner at some point in this segment. So it may not be popular, but I'm going to put my opinion out there, and that's probably a terrible idea, but we're going to go for it anyways. Before we jump into much, I just wanted to address the article that came out briefly. Sure. I want to give you an opportunity. Obviously, a lot of allegations in that, a lot of I talked with the author yesterday at length. Seems like a lot of the stuff is reputable, but it's also seemed like, and he said, most of it was pointed at Limestone County, not Athens City.
Right.
So I know you can't talk much about it because it's ongoing, and with your position, there's some liability there. But I just wanted to give you a minute to address whatever you wanted to address, say what you need to say. Had I not brought it up, I would have been crucified, because to ignore that in the middle of an election cycle is a bad policy.
Sure.
But I do want to give you the opportunity to just address it and say what you need to say.
Sure. So I read the article when it came out, and you're right. It was really focused on Limestone County. It did mention the situation we had with our superintendent. That's still an ongoing situation that we're looking at. When that first happened, I think it was June the 9th. That was actually the day I had my kickoff campaign, so that's not how you really want to
perfect timing
to do that morning, right? But we as the board, we took action. We had a board meeting on the 11th. We put Dr. Holliday on administrative leave. We really don't know a lot of the situation. There was a lot of things in that article that I had not heard before.
Paid or unpaid, just out of curiosity? Leave.
He is on paid leave with the contract. He has a contract,
Sure.
and I mean, we could have dismissed him, but we'd have paid a lot more with
I got that.
legal fees and those kind of things. So we did that. We put Miss Beth Patton in place as the superintendent. I believe that God puts people in the right place at the right time for the right reason, and she's absolutely that right person. Been in the system for decades, trusted by everybody. And then we sent out a message to all of the teachers. It was unfortunate because school was out at the point when this happened, and we said, hey, don't let this be a distraction to you. Teach our kids. Let's work on a plan to get those schools open. Let's continue to stay focused on get Athens Elementary done, and we'll handle this situation, and we'll move forward from it. But don't let that be a distraction. So that's really all I can say. Any other questions? I'd just have to direct you to Dr. Holliday's attorneys. I will point out that right about that same time we had a audit. The auditor said that it was a perfect audit. There's no problem. The funds there. There's no missing funds. If we've had some people not doing what they're supposed to be, the process will work, and we'll find that out.
And in the interest of transparency, I called you yesterday and I said, hey, we need to address. We need to address this. And I asked you a question. I said, as school board president, you're also running for mayor. These people are going to go make a vote, and with that article coming out, none of this points to the board. None of this points to you.
None at all.
Is that accurate?
That is absolutely accurate. That is absolutely accurate. There's been no allegations. There's been no, they haven't come to the school board and said, hey, we need to see this. Now, they have requested some information, the authorities, and we have been totally cooperative. Everything they've asked for, we've provided to them. So we've been assisting, and, we're ready to get this over with, however it comes out.
Sure.
And let's get it behind us. But let's get focused on these schools, get on these kids.
And we'll definitely talk about that because schools are opening on Monday, and you want to address that. But before you do, I see you brought something with you today.
I did. So I watched the mayor's I think he had him here on Wednesday, and he and I share a passion. I'm addicted to Diet Sun Drop just like he is, and he talked a little bit about the inability now to get the Diet Sun Drop in a can. He talked about a lot of his contacts that he had, and I just wanted to reach out to the mayor and say, I have contacts too, and that if you need Diet Sun Drop in a can, I've got a dealer that can handle that for you. Meet me behind City Hall tonight at midnight. Blink your lights about 3 times, and I'll hook you up with the dealer, and I'll get you hooked up with these Diet Sun
But just
Drops.
for his wife, just for his wife.
Just for,
right?
okay,
yeah, I got you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'll help Ronnie too. It's you can always tell if somebody's a native Athenian if this is their drink of choice.
It's here's the deal, and I want to make this abundantly clear again. I don't have sides in this. Ronnie's a good friend. You've become a friend. I'm super excited to see. I think we have great choices in Athens. I really do.
We really do.
And my goal in all this is making sure that Athens has the opportunity to select a leader that is going to lead effectively, financially, conservatively, but also focusing on growth. And so I'm excited. We're 10 days out now or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I have this app on my phone, and when I first, it's called Countdown. That you can put dates in. And when I first put the election day in, it was around 900 and something days, and I didn't check it this morning. Maybe 9. I'm not sure, which is just unreal. We've been going at this pretty hard for 2 years, making plans, and I'm excited about it. We've got a lot of work to do between now and Tuesday. We've got volunteers ready to go, and we got something planned really for every day for the next 9 days, 10 days, whatever it is.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be close. I mean, I do. I mean, if I'm being honest, I think it's gonna be close. And
I'm a novice in this. I think this is Ronnie's 5th campaign, and I think it's Brian's 6th. So, they got the experience. They may have a better input on, how things are going. This is the first time I've tried this, and so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we will for sure. The debate last night was good. Mark from District 5 was very passionate. I enjoyed listening to him talk.
And we do have 4 good choices in this, and I know these guys. I didn't know Mark as much, but Mark and I talked a little bit afterwards the debate, and I introduced myself to him, and he's got some issues that he's very passionate about, and I said, hey, good for you. You went out there, you got your message out, and it may resonate with the citizens in Athens. If it does, good. I'm glad you got it out there, but let's work together either way. How this goes. Matter of fact, he and I are going to have lunch next week.
Good.
And talk about some of the issues that are passionate with him.
Well, he seemed like a great fellow. That
he did.
I think he'd be good on a city council for sure.
And
representing those citizens of District 5.
He and I talked about that a little bit, and the 4 city councilmen that we have, I know them all. They're good guys, but it would be good that I think every election needs to be contested.
Yes.
That we don't need to get people complacent in their positions, and make sure that we're pushing the issues and bringing them forth and getting things done. And when you get people, in the corporate world, we reorganized, it seemed like every 3 or 4 years, and we would do that to align with customers and do things. But it did energize people.
Sure.
And it caused you, if you ever get comfortable in a position, you need to evaluate where you're at. You always need to be striving for that next thing. What can we do? How can we do it better?
No question.
And go for it. And so I think, elections are good. It's there's no country like the U.S. that we have this ability to get out. I love that debate last night. I wish the format had been a little bit more open, but the chamber did it the way that they wanted to do it, and that's great. We had a good time, but we need to do that more.
We do. We might organize one more.
Let's do it. And
we can live stream anything we want to live stream, anywhere we want to live stream it. So
set it up.
Maybe it be worth. Maybe I just thought about that sitting here, but it may be worth trying to do one.
Yeah. I have said all along from in this campaign, I will talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere about any subject that they want to talk about. And let me tell you, a lot of people have taken me up on that. I've got another appointment right after this. I'm having lunch with some other people. Lunch yesterday with some people that had some things that they wanted to discuss that they'd like to see in the city. And so, let's do it. Let's discuss. And, we're all adults. We'll be civil about it. And, there's good opponents. I respect Ronnie Marks for what he is.
No question.
He's a veteran. I think Bronze Star in Vietnam. When he's running around in the jungles of Vietnam, I'm running around here in Athens in a diaper.
Sure.
He served his country. I think it's very admirable that he has taken a grandchild on that he's having to raise now. That's not an easy thing to do. I've known Brian Terry for decades. He a good teacher. One of my kids had him in his drafting class, and he really liked Brian. And as we talked about Mark, I don't really know Mark, but got to know him last night and hope to get to know him better. So, it's Athens. And, we all want the same thing in the end. We want what's best for this city.
Yeah.
And regardless of who wins this, I think we'll come together and we'll help each other. And we're all striving for the same thing, to make this the best place it can be.
Well, and I'm going to take this time to say what I need to say about the debate last night. I just want to be clear. I'm talking about the debate. Who performed very well last night, and who I thought gave great answers and had great. Honestly, Mayor Ronnie did a fantastic job, and he's done a great job with the city, and certainly. But I think you did a great job. I said I was going to call a winner, and I'm not, because I don't know that I can. But ultimately, you and Ronnie did a great job. There were some answers on both sides that kind of. Okay, both good and bad, and so I think that it'll be interesting to see to see. I think you pointed out some things, and I think he had the opportunity to respond to them, and I think that was good for the people.
Absolutely.
To understand. I mean, I think a lot of us had same questions, and I think we got those answers, and so for that, I appreciate and I thank you for that. But ultimately, again, and I want to say this, I think Ronnie is an incredible man. He's a friend. I trust him. I believe in him. But in terms of where we're going, we just have to think through that and think through the growth and think through that foresight and the sewer issues that he and I talked about on Wednesday. I know got addressed last night. In fact, something very near and dear to me was discussed directly last night. And so, I think there's a lot of that we need to discuss. And I know I'm kind of brushing around things, and everyone that's listening knows why. I mean, I do business in this city. I live in this city. When it comes to a presidential election, I'll call it. And when it comes to a governor even or senators, whatever, I'm all in, and I'll tell you who I believe and who I'm voting for. I'll be happy to do that. But in this election, it would be unwise for me to do that. And you understand that, and Ronnie understands that. And so I'm not trying to be soft, or I'm not trying to dance around anything, but I'm certainly trying to be conscientious of the fact that I believe in both men. I'm not going to be disappointed either way, and so I want to just gotta give you a platform, give Ronnie a platform, and let the people decide, right?
That's right, and I think the show you've got is great.
I appreciate
focusing
that.
on local things.
I appreciate that. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat here. We've got Russell Johnson running for mayor in the studio. When we come back, we're going to talk about the schools reopening on Monday. We're going to talk through that. Russell's also the president of the school board here in Athens City, and has some unique perspective on that and wants to talk about some things there. So when we come back, coronavirus in the schools. We're opening on Monday. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
An impasse among D.C. lawmakers remains over a coronavirus stimulus deal.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the chief negotiator for the Democrats, says Republicans aren't concerned about average Americans sitting around the kitchen table. They're concerned about corporate executives sitting around the boardroom table.
Perhaps you mistook them for somebody who gave a damn. That isn't the case.
In fact, says Speaker Pelosi, Republicans offered a bill that proves that. A bill, she says, that doesn't even begin to meet the needs of the American people. So for the time being, the impasse stands, until such time, says Pelosi, as the White House agrees to take the bold steps necessary to confront the coronavirus head-on. Linda Kenyon, Washington.
Iran and Turkey are lashing out at their regional rival, the United Arab Emirates, over its decision to normalize diplomatic relations with Israel, accusing it of betraying the Palestinian cause. I'm John Trout.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church, creative, or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
Oftentimes, people save their fine dining experience for a special occasion. That's wonderful, but isn't all of life a celebration?
I survived Tuesday.
We finished the homework and nobody cried.
I was awake for the entire conference call.
Life is short. Why wait to celebrate?
Join us at the Rail Yard for an extraordinary meal. Just because we'll be reopening on August 13th, reclaiming the spot for downtown Decatur's hottest spot for delicious farm to fork Southern comfort food, craft beer, craft cocktails, and always great times. That recipe, combined with the amazing atmosphere of the local history of downtown Decatur, makes the Rail Yard the perfect place for an afternoon lunch or a relaxing evening out. The Rail Yard on 2nd Avenue in beautiful downtown Decatur. Make make your reservations online at therailyarddecatur.com or call 256-580-5707. That's 580-5707. Craft beer, farm to fork, Southern comfort food, and always a good time.
Folks, get this. You won't believe this, but it did happen. Fremont, California Police Department began a pilot program. They wanted to see how electric cars would work in their fleet. The only electric car that met their requirements was a Tesla. Well, last week, a cop driving the new Tesla, the environmentally friendly electric squad car, ran into a problem. There was a high-speed chase. The cop radioed dispatch to ask for backup because his electric car was running out of charge, running out of juice. His Tesla only had 6 miles of battery life left. He was afraid the car would run out of power any moment. A police spokesman later said the incident was a one-off. It would not change their opinion about using electric patrol cars. Besides, they said the car's not fully charged before it was taken out. It wasn't the car's fault, so no harm, no foul, even if there was no juice. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against Teslas. If you like them, have at it. If you incorrectly believe that you're going to save the planet driving one, have at it. If you think gasoline's old hat, go for it. But here's why. Fossil fuel going to be around for a very long time. It's cheap, efficient, reliable. You don't run out of it during a high-speed chase. And you know what? You can drive faster than the bad guy. There was no way this Tesla was going to keep up with the bad guy. The perp got away. The cops abandoned the chase. But we saved the planet! Yay! We are all spending more time at and around home these days, and if you own land, my good friends at Mahindra can help you make the most of your time at home. Now just think about all the projects you can do with a tough, reliable Mahindra tractor, like mowing and disking, digging and trenching, lifting and hauling. So if you need to put in a new gravel driveway, or you've been meaning to clear those fallen trees, take the first step now. Visit whymahindra.com. Build your own tractor. Your local Mahindra dealer will give you a custom quote and delivered right to your property. Mahindra's summer sales event's going on now with special savings on Mahindra, the official tractor of tough. So visit whymahindra.com now and turn your time stuck at home into time well spent.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Fredericks Equipment in Hartselle or visit fredericksequipment.com. That's fredericksequipment.com.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host, checking in with producer Connor, Antonio, Tony Mac, filling in for DJ Dallas. Every time I do that, I get a little smile out of old Antonio over there. How you like my little...
That's the best way anybody says Tony Mac. And I also like anybody calling on this station Tony Mac because Dale thinks that's the worst radio name ever. So
I think it's a great radio name. I think it's and from now on, I'll never call you I don't know, Antonio, Tony Mac. It feels better when you say both. Anyway, so we've got Russell Johnson in studio. The president of the school board also challenging for mayor of the city of Athens, and you want to talk about the schools are reopening. And we were just having a conversation off air about football, and obviously with Tony Mac's, with his sports lean, curious about having fans in the stands. So we'll attack all of it. So I'm just going to give the floor to you.
Sure.
Let's talk through. We're reopening on Monday. Is everybody going to die?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. Well, that's settled. So we're good.
You know, I have a granddaughter that will be starting kindergarten on Monday, and is so excited. So, you know, that was a tough decision that we had to go through, and we're still in uncharted waters. We don't know what the end effects of this virus is going to be. It's going to be very interesting 10 years in the future to look back and see what worked, what didn't work. So, you know, we're going with the best data that we have. But we absolutely had to get those schools open. There was just no question about it. One of the things that was that kind of touched me about this was my wife works at the front desk at one of the elementary schools, so she's the person you deal with when you come in, knows all these kids. And we were in Publix or where it was, and this little kid ran up and just hugged her, you know, violated every social distance rule or whatever. And, you know, it was a sweet thing. And she said, you know, I know this kid and the family, and he doesn't get that affection, at home. So, the schools are so important. I mean, if you looked at the number of people we fed during the shutdown, that they rely on it. And so, people think, well, the decision is to open the schools or close the schools. That's really the easy decision, because each one of those paths you go down, there's hundreds of other things that you have to do. So if you say, okay, we're not going to open the schools, you've still got to we still got to feed those kids. We have so many kids that are in single parent homes that mom or that dad that's raising that kid has to go to work. So how is that kid going to be able to do the virtual learning? They need it, and especially the younger kids, and that's what's important. You open the schools, and so you go down that path. Okay, what are the plans we have in place? And I have to say, our administrators, Beth Patton and all of her team, our principals, our teachers, have been wonderful. And I have not had a single teacher call me and say, we don't need these schools open. Every single teacher has said, I've got to get back in my classroom.
Come on.
We have good procedures in place. Is it perfect? No, it's not. I heard a general say one time, no plan survives the first contact with the enemy.
Everyone has a plan till they get punched in the mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're going to adapt to it. We've got things where we're kind of keeping kids isolated in groups, and so we'll do that. We know what we're going to do if we get a case here, a case there. Don't panic. One of the things that frustrated me too, Facebook. I don't know if Facebook's a good thing or a bad thing.
The old face bag.
But it's out there, and somebody posted. I saw a post that said, y'all are idiots if you let your kids go to school. Well, no, you're not. It's a choice, and we have given the parents a choice. You can go virtual, and if that's the best option for you, that's a great choice. Do it.
Hey, listen here, face bag. I'm the authority on who's an idiot around here, okay? All right? That's me. We'll reserve that right.
And if you make the choice that I want to send my kids to school, that's a good choice too. Don't be, let's don't divide the city over I'm going to school or I'm not going to school. Each person has to make that choice. And I'll go back to the teachers too. Like I said, they're all for it. I mean, we have a couple of teachers that needed some special accommodations for some health reasons, and we've been able to accommodate that, but it's a small number. I was reading or saw a news article. I think it was teachers in California are threatening to strike because they got to go to school, and they're putting all these non-education things in there. If I was on the school board of one of those and the teachers struck, if I saw them in Walmart or Publix or whatever, I think I'd fire them on the spot, because okay, you can't come to this school, but you can still come to Walmart.
Fact.
And you can do, let's be consistent. Let's get the politics out of that. And let's focus on providing the best educational experience we can for our kids. And we're going to do that in Athens.
Getting the politics out of anything is impossible. Yeah. The reality is this, on the old face bag and the Twittergram and all the social media things out there, it's the vocal minority that is the loudest.
Right.
What everyone and I've learned this really more so since I've been on the radio than probably any other time in my life, because every day I get told all day long, everyone is like AOC. Everyone is like, everyone's liberal. Everyone hates Trump. Everyone this. And the reality is, and it's not even about a party. It's not about partisanship. It's not about any of that. Americans have an innate ability to siphon through BS, for lack of a better term, and unfortunately, the younger generation is struggling with it because they were never given that common sense logic filter. My mom whooped it into me. Yeah. I mean, just straight up whooped it into me, and so it's. These teachers that are, and the thing in California, they're demanding free health care for every illegal alien. It's like, that is not you. Hey,
that's not
show up and educate kids.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're not a policymaker. You're not a commentator. I'm a commentator. I can say whatever I want within reason about any given subject because I'm supposed to commentate. I'm not a journalist. Mm-hmm. I don't have to provide sources. I'm a commentator.
Right.
For the love of all that's good and holy, look at some of these commentators out here, especially on left and right. They both go crazy, and so I act like a commentator. If I start trying to petition for healthcare, and now I'm becoming a legislator.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if with my platform I have the ability to create change, great. If it's in my lane, make that change, create the movement, the momentum. But outside of that, you can't hold education hostage over policy. You're not a policy maker.
And again, I want to go back to our teachers. They're amazing. I mean, the teachers we have in Athens, I will put them up against any school system anywhere in this state or this country. They do an amazing job. They understand what's important, and that is educating these kids. I can't speak highly enough of the job that our system has done, and just keep going.
You're on Hometown Heartbeat here on VNN. I've got WVNN. Sorry, I've got Russell Johnson, candidate for mayor, president of the school board here. We just talked about schools are reopening, and I'll sum it up: everyone's not going to die. We're going to be okay. When we come back, we'll talk about his mayoral race. We'll talk about we're 10 days away, and it's time for you to make your mind up. Start making your mind up on who you're voting for. Give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And then it was like I stepped funny,
Mm-hmm.
and I could barely walk on.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said, but our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kinda quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I don't know computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. Web Underdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, Web Underdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact Web Underdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. Web Underdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
Stay informed and entertained all day long. Only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. Checking in with producer Connor, Antonio, Tony Mac, filling in for DJ Dallas. We got Russell Johnson in studio, running for mayor, president of the school board here in Athens City. We were just talking off the air about how you were a referee, and we started talking about sports and sports facts. And my father-in-law tunes into the show quite frequently, and I was just telling him about how one of his party tricks is he knows every NCAA mascot, like literally, you could be South Alabama School for the Blind, and he's like, eye patches. Like, he knows who every single mascot. It's the most fascinating thing in the world, because, like, literally, my wife and I'll sit there and we'll Google obscure teams, like in the middle of nowhere conference or whatever, and he knows them, and it's hilarious. Not that that's relevant to anything, but I thought it was funny. Okay, we're 10 days away. It's time for folks to start making up their minds. It's time for them to start preparing to vote for whoever it is they're going to vote for. Most people probably know. But for those who maybe, for instance, I didn't even know there were 4 candidates. I talked to Brian Terry yesterday on the phone for the first time because I wanted to give him a platform. I probably need to get Mark in here and try to do that. I don't know if you got contact info for him, I would probably need to give him an opportunity to come in and just in the interest of, fairness. But we want to get to the phones. So if you have a question for Russell Johnson, 1-866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-WVNN. We want to hear from you this segment. We will. We want to hear from you guys in terms of questions about the election, questions about policy, questions about anything that you may have. He'd love to talk about them and answer them and give you guys the opportunity. We did the same thing with Mayor Ronnie, and he enjoyed it a ton. We had a couple good calls. So, like I said, if you've got a question about schools reopening, I mean, you've got the school board president of Athens City and challenging mayor opponent sitting here in studio. Give us a call, 1-866-494-9866. In the meantime, while the rabid hordes of people are picking up their phones and dialing rapidly, I'm going to give you the floor. What is it? I mean, you probably learned more last night in the debate, and you probably have a better understanding now of what you believe your upside is, or what you believe your competitive advantage is. So go ahead and tell the people.
That's one of the things that in the debate that I asked people to do was to go to my website, mayorjohnson2020.org. I put a very detailed biography, sort of my life story out there, the work experiences that I had, and compare my qualifications with the other 3 candidates, and see which one of those qualifications line up the best with what we need to be for a mayor. And I think where I bring a unique perspective into this is my corporate experience, running a 1,000-person organization, doing the workforce development. I've been on both sides of the equation for the business development and going out and vetting cities. I talked last night a good bit about, I tried to bring 300 high-tech jobs here, and the city just could not understand what that meant. How I think they understood what the impact would be, but what it would take to get that those jobs here. Going back to this Diet Sun drop, I'll tell you a story. When we were vetting those cities, Mobile was one of the cities that we went to, and they called one day and said, "Hey, we've got another facility that we want you to look at." And of course, I said, "Okay." They sent a private plane to Pryor Field. I got on it. I'm a licensed pilot, so I talked myself into getting at least in the right seat of the plane and going down there. But when we landed in Mobile, and went to the building, they had this metal, nice little display and stuff with a case of these on ice. You can't buy these in Mobile. You can't really get them past Coleman. So they had done their research. When Florence, Alabama was another city that we were vetting, and they knew that I had a long history of being a football referee. They have 2 SEC football officials that live in Florence, and when we went to dinner that night, they had them sitting beside me. And so we were able to swap war stories on refereeing. Auburn was another place that we went to. They knew that I was an Auburn graduate, and I also had a long history working for the Defense Intelligence Agency, doing a lot of contract work. General Burleson was the leader of that. General Flynn's the one, he came in after that. And so he and doing some work with the university. When we went to dinner there, they made sure he's sitting by me so we can talk about that. So they knew how. Yeah, they knew how to market and do the things. We didn't experience that in Athens. So I know what on that side that it's going to take to do that, and the infrastructure that we have to get in there. We've already talked about the education. I think I'm uniquely qualified. I know Brian's has been a school teacher for a long time, but leading a school system for 15 years, I understand the importance of what that school system is and the reputation that Athens High School and Athens City School has, and how important that is. I don't know how many tours I've done of the high school with prospective business people wanting to look at the city. So that's key. I brought it out in the debate last night. When we were building that new central office and the high school, I was insistent on they have to be top notch, because before that, when somebody came and wanted to register their kid, we were sending them to the basement of the Clinton Street building that we're going to tear down here soon. And it's like, that's not going to win families over. I wanted that central office to be a place. Well, first of all, I wanted a central office. We had that scattered everywhere all over the city, but we wanted to make a statement. We wanted that high school. When you pull off that interstate, we're sending the message, hey, Athens is serious about education. This is where I want to raise my family. So I think I bring that perspective in. There's some organizational things in Athens City. I'm a technologist, did that. We don't embrace technology in running our city government, and I understand how to do that. And, we can spend a little money up front to save a lot of money on the back end.
Sure.
And we need to embrace that. I mean, we still have people walking in backyards reading water meters. We need to look at getting that kind of replaced. You can do that automatically now. Same with electric meters and things. So let's start working on those kind of things. Yeah, it's going to be an investment, but long term.
How many salaries?
Yes.
But
and
my
how much
question
health
would be,
care and all
are you
that?
going to lose jobs though?
Are you going to lose jobs, or are you going to re-engineer jobs?
Okay. That's my question.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I hear is, I love the idea, but will we lose jobs for people that need them? And re-engineering them is great plan.
And that's another thing. In my job, I had to do workforce development, and it was one of my responsibilities to always be looking. Okay, what piece of work are we going to go after in 5 years, in 10 years? What skills do my employees need? What is the gap? What do we not have? And then how do we fill that gap? Well, that's exactly what we need to do in the city. This Toyota plant is absolutely a fabulous thing for Athens going in. But and I know that there's going to be recessions. That plant won't last forever. A long time ago, the Saginaw plants were booming here, and now there's 3 big empty buildings sitting over there. That could happen again. Those jobs could be replaced by technology jobs. So let's start looking where we are going to be in 5 years, in 10 years to be able to replace those. And another thing that I think our city's got to do is we've got to be good corporate citizens to our citizens here. We have to, when I was on the school board, where the Catholic churches, they wanted to expand their parking lot, and they needed like 15 feet of our property that we were never going to use. We went through it is much harder than you can imagine to sell a strip of land 15 feet to a church.
Oh no, I can imagine.
But we said, we need to do that. We need to be a good neighbor. I think the city messed up when they built the new city hall. They tore the old one down. The Methodist Church wanted that property. They're landlocked. Yeah. And the city, and they offered a premium price for that property, but the city wouldn't do it. They said, no, we want to build the city hall there. We could have built that city hall somewhere else, sold that piece of property to the Methodist Church. And I think it's kind of detracted maybe a little bit of the look that, those two buildings, they tried to match them, but it looks awkward to me. The same where this new Toyota plant is. I had a family on Sandiford Road, several families that reached out to me, and I went and talked to them. They said, we get that there's this economic development. We get it. We're not opposed to that. And they said, but what we are extremely frustrated about is the way we were treated during this process. Couldn't get meetings. We're told one thing, and the very next day something different was done. And the city of Athens owes those families at least a big thank you, because it's built right in their front yard. And I've talked a little bit about the city planning on that. That's where Jimmy Gill Park was. Like 2 years before, they built a big new pavilion there at Jimmy Gill Park, and then let's tear the whole thing down to put a plant there. And maybe that's the right place, but if we had that long-range plan in place, you're not doing that. You're not building something, tearing it down, and then rebuilding it, spending those money and doing it somewhere else. We need some planning on traffic. Mark Wilson in the debate last night brought up, there's no business development in his neighborhood and in his part of town. Well, it's the way the traffic patterns are, it's kind of hard to get to that part of town. Sure. So let's look at some of the, what can we do to increase the traffic flow and to make it so that people can get to those places. Let's, instead of we talked about the sewer system, instead of, okay, let's add the sewer here, let's add the sewer here. It's like, hey, let's take a deep breath. Let's get some qualified people in here, and let's build a comprehensive plan for the sewer everywhere. So we're not just like, okay, we're going to add this trunk, and now we're going to add this trunk. Oh, we got to go put a pump station here. Let's figure out what that needs to be now to cover the entire city of Athens. That don't mean you're going to go do it, but at least have that plan in place so that you can do it, and it's not piecemeal as you go along. Do the planning. So there's so many things like that can be done. There's budget issues that I think needs to be done. Athens has they are self-insured on their insurance, health insurance. Well, when I was at SAIC with 40,000 people, we were too, but that's a big risk pool. 300 people, that's COVID going around. That could have bankrupted the city. So we need to look at those kind of things. So there's just so many things that I'm excited about to be able to get into City Hall and tackle and to get it done.
Well, if nothing else, what we've done is we've having contested election has allowed us to get the best out of everyone. And so we're all excited about that. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This has been your Friday morning edition. Russell Johnson for mayor joining us this morning. Tony Mack on the ones and twos. Thank you for your help all week. We're excited to have Dallas back, but we'll miss Mr. Tony Mack nonetheless. Connor, as always, have a great weekend. We love you. Go to thehometownheartbeat.com. Watch live, listen live, get the podcast. We'll be back next week.
Huntsville's #1 news, talk, and weather station.